We used to dream of times like this, my friends. We used to dream of times like this. Illinois has extended Brad Underwood. The news came out a few days ago, I believe, through 2030 or 2031. Um, yeah, this is kind of old news, but I did feel like I needed to come on here and give my thoughts related to this. Before I move any further, hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you're new here, if you're an Illini basketball fan. Um, been crazy with the basketball or with the baseball season with the Cubs. So it's actually late Thursday night, and I found some time to do this. So yeah. Anyway, I feel like Brad Underwood earned this one from me. He's earned it from a lot of fans, truthfully, or at least he should have. I think most people know this. I am a Brad defender. I think the detractors are probably very upset today, um, and that's fine. I'm not here to argue if he should have been or shouldn't. I guess I can make an argument. I think one argument is that he has more wins in the Big Ten than every team except for Purdue in the last 5 years, and I think maybe just Purdue might have one or two more conference wins the last 5 years than Illinois. So it's not like a big discrepancy. It's very close. And we know Illinois and Purdue have been the two top teams in this conference over this time span. I know Michigan State had a hell of a season this year, but overall they haven't been that good over the last decade. To be honest with you, um, they had a good season this year. Can Izzo keep it going? We'll see. But I think Illinois, whether you whether you like Brad Underwood or not, I think you can confidently say that you feel better about the program than you did before Brad Underwood was here. Um, and that's what I like to emphasize a lot. Doesn't mean that he doesn't deserve criticism. Doesn't mean that he's perfect. Um, I just think that he has this program set up for success. The hope to go to a Final Four, hope to go to an Elite Eight, and I'm going to feel like that again going into the season in November. And I, like I said at the start of the video, we used to dream of times like this, sustained success, reasons to want to watch Illinois basketball, and I can't thank Brad Underwood enough for that, my friends. All right. So the obviously Brett Belima, I think it's how he's pronounced his name. I'm a very Illinois football casual, so I think I said his name right. He also got extended. And I think it just goes into how both Illinois athletics are very healthy right now, man. And Josh Whitman deserves a lot of credit. Josh Whitman could have hired someone else and it could have failed, right? Josh Whitman, since he became the AD at Illinois, he has turned around so many programs. The women's basketball program is probably at its peak of my life, at least. I don't remember the last time they were as good as they've been. And, I think the basketball and the football program are as healthy as I've seen them. Of course, the basketball program, men's basketball, you'd like a little bit more deep runs in March. Sure, yeah, I'd like to see a few more Elite Eights, some Sweet 16s, and of course a Final Four run. But you got to get to the dance on a consistent basis to even have a chance. And before Brad Underwood, we were all clamoring for a chance, sitting on the bubble every year, if that, for a long time. The 2010s were brutal, dude. They were so brutal. And I understand that we should want to strive for more. And I am striving for more. But tell me a coach that Illinois could go get that would be better than Brad Underwood that has proved it. I don't think there are very many. And also, that coach has got to want to come to Illinois and then also invest his time in Illinois for more than just, until he gets the premier program like Duke or, Duke's a bad example. I think Shire is going to be there for a long time. But you get what I'm saying? How the guy that Sean Miller left Xavier, went to Texas, no problem. Had no no one was surprised by it. Texas is a pretty big program, right? I think Illinois is getting a ton of uh, national attention. I think they're a premier program, but they once lost Bill Self to Kansas. Okay, so I think Brad Underwood is a guy that wants to be a lifer in Champaign, and those just don't come along all the time. So I think you have to find a way to balance those things, and that's how I balance it. I don't know if there's a coach that would come in here and dedicate as much time as he could to Illinois long term. In the short term, sure, but there will be teams that want him at some point. There are teams that have wanted Brad Underwood, and he still stayed at Illinois. You know, the talk about him going to Texas never was really that serious, right? So I don't know. I think that you don't realize you're in the good old days until 5 years down the line after when you're standing there thinking, man, I miss the good old days, right? I think we're in the good old days right now. We're in an era that we'll talk about for years to come. There have been some fun seasons. Going to the Elite Eight 2 years ago, right? The Io Kofi years, like the seasons that brought this program back to relevance. So that's my stance and how it's always going to be with this program and Brad Underwood. And you can either agree with it or disagree with it. Roll your eyes all you want if you don't like it. Things could absolutely be worse. And with what the roster that Brad Underwood and his coaching staff have compiled, going the Euro route these last 2 years, and mostly this year, it's a new wave of how we're viewing Illinois basketball. Because as a kid, as a teenager, as a young adult, the narrative was always, you can't keep these kids from Chicago. We can't even get them. You know what I mean? We're getting them, and then they all want to leave. And that's at least different from when I was a kid. Adam Miller could have stayed. And I think in hindsight, he probably thinks he probably should. He'll probably never say it, but he probably feels like he probably should have stayed. Morez Johnson, we're going to find out. I think Morez Johnson's going to be a stud for Michigan next year, but we'll find out. Will his experience at Michigan be better than at Illinois? We'll find out. But all I know is that Illinois has found a way to bring in kids from Chicago and have had a ton of success in Terrence Shannon Jr. and Io DeSumo, in-state guys like Kylan Boswell, right? While also getting guys outside the state and most notably in recent years, guys overseas. And when the NBA draft is next month, 2 guys from Illinois will be drafted in the first round. It's crazy. Never thought I'd see it. I mean, when Darren Williams was drafted in 2005, like I was such a young kid, I thought that, oh yeah, the next guy, he'll be drafted in the top 10. Didn't happen until Myers Leonard. So I think Luther Head was also a first round pick too, I believe, off the top of my head. So this is just a video about giving Brad Underwood his flowers, really, honestly, because I'm excited that he got this extension and he is going to be here for a handful more years. He's going to have an opportunity. I think his legacy for sure is dictated on what happens over the next 5 seasons. He has the potential to go down as one of, if not the best coach in Illinois basketball history. But we need more success in March. And it doesn't take some genius to say otherwise. So let me know your thoughts on Brad Underwood getting this extension, and if you like it or what would have been a better coach down the road? Or do you even think he even deserved the extension? I'd love to know. I know there's a mix, and he's a very polarizing figure in this program right now. I'd love to know. And you want to talk about, did he deserve the extension? Coming off a season they just had, I think you can make an argument that he didn't. But if this past season was considered a down year, that's winning an NCAA tournament game and still winning 20 games in a season. And, you got two guys going to the draft. It's not bad to me. Sounds like he deserved it, in my opinion. So, let me know your thoughts. Appreciate y'all's support. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here. Illini content will definitely be coming throughout the summer still. I've been off for a little bit. But yeah, check out the rest of the videos. I got the reaction related to Andrei Stojakovic up if you didn't watch it. And I'm going to do a live show here soon. So appreciate y'all's support, and ILL.